Johnny, huge congratulations. A winner again on TV, back in that winner's circle. Just sum up the emotions for us right now.
Yeah, I needed that. Obviously, it's nice to win a TV tournament, obviously. And as runners up the last time I was here, so to get a pal for my runners up trophy, it feels good. And especially, I play against my best mate, my World Cup teammate. It's always going to be tough, and you know, it's a good way to win.
It might only be in a World Series event, but do you still class it the same because it's on TV? And does this give you the confidence to head into the back end of the year flying in like we know the Ferret can?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, whichever tournament you win, you have to play some serious players and the top players in the world. So, whichever tournament you win, you've got to play well. So, tonight was my night.
The bullseye. Talk us through it because it wasn't a miscount because you were 18 to leave 32. Did you not know what Gezi was on, or was it just one of those head freeze moments?
It was a head freeze, definitely. I just thought, I just set it up, why, I don't know, I can't explain, but I just thought hit an 18, you got 32 left. Obviously, wasn't thinking straight, but I think it was because of the lead that I didn't expect to have against Gezi. I think that was a lot to do with it. So, I say I'm gonna have to watch that back just to look at it. So, obviously, no, I should have gone for Bull, but I went for the 18s. Yeah,
What did Gezi say to you when he hit the doubles? We saw him turn around and say something like laughing. What did he say?
I can't tell you, can't swear on live TV.
Johnny, congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, mate.
Well played, Johnny. Lifting the title. Just on that point, how you said that it was a head freeze moment. How difficult was it to try and recompose after that? Because it seemed that Gezi was starting to get a little bit of belief. He started to get these legs on the board. So how did you recompose to get over the line and ironically win it on the ball?
Yeah, for a minute, I just like lost concentration, to be honest with you. Even with the legs afterwards, I wasn't as relaxed as what I was in the beginning. And, I was thinking, just relax, Johnny, just relax. You can throw, the things are going right. And, I was just thinking, just get back into the groove. And in the end, we got back into it. So, like I told guys on that last leg, that ball was bang on center. So I didn't set that one up. So I'm taking that.
How important these particular World Series events are sort of the final two before the back end of the year? Because coming up, you've got the World Grand Prix, then you've got the European, then you've got the Slam Play Championship and the World Championship. It's so busy now. We've seen players pull out of these tournaments. You've turned up. How important is it to play well, get the wins, and get the confidence building before the most important time of the year?
Obviously, it's good. Confidence is everything in a game of darts. And winning is even better. So, I've come out here. Yeah, last night wasn't the best of my games. It was a battle against Hapu, but at the end of the day, I got over the line. But today I played some decent darts, and it's just building confidence again. It's getting back into the winning run. It's getting back to lifting a trophy at the end of it, and they all count. They all count. When you're comfortable on that stage, confident, smiling, you know your game's in a good place, and I feel that.
We know that you and Gezi always have a lot of banter. Remember last month, the very first time he spoke when he became Welsh number one again was to have a little dig at you. How much has he given it back to you? Because you gave it to him when you was Welsh number one for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, obviously, but he gave it to me first, okay? So we'll get that straight, okay? So, no, all jokes aside, I respect Gezi. He's a great dart player, but he should respect his elders and give it back to me. That's what he should do. So, no, but all jokes aside, it's good to have that battle between ourselves. It's good to have it. It's healthy in the game of darts. So, I'm going to be chasing him now big time again.
Cheers, Johnny. Well played this weekend.
Cheers, mate.
Hey Johnny, it's Ben here. Congratulations. Sorry I couldn't be there tonight, but I just wanted to ask, was the match against Gerwin 4 years ago on your mind, knowing you were going to play him in the final, kind of wanting to get one back on him on New Zealand soil?
Yeah, obviously, because I thought, all right, okay, we've played each other once before in New Zealand. hopefully, the second time we play against each other, hopefully it was my night. And luckily enough, it was. I was so relaxed in the beginning. I just came out to the blocks good. So, I kept guys under pressure. So, yeah, it's nice to have a runners up and now the Champions Trophy. So, yeah, there's a happy Welshman here.
It's been obviously 4 years since you were last here. New Zealand fans are going to have to wait 4 years again for you to show up again. Are you going to, are you really eager to come back and defend your title?
I hope so. Obviously, I hope so. But to do that, I've got to play well. I've got to keep my standards up for, to get that invite for next year. But I'd love to be back. Obviously, I love the country. So, yeah, I hope so.
I had been in Auckland this time 4 years ago in Hamilton. Have you enjoyed, I guess, seeing a bit more of Auckland and maybe a bit more of New Zealand this time?
I got to be honest, I've done a lot of walking. My steps are up. That's all I can say. I might not bring my son with me again because that's all he wants to do is walk. So, no, genuinely, yeah, it's nice to have seen. I've been down the harbour. I've been for a walk and I've loved it. Like so, yeah, on to Australia next. So, hopefully, I'm back here next year though.
I have to ask about the shirt as well. I've got a nice design there with some New Zealand flavour on it.
Yeah, definitely. Being a rugby man myself. I spoke to the guy that designs my shirts and I said, we have to go something like the All Blacks. It's got to be black and white. It's got to have the fern on it. So it's, do you know what? I'm happy with the design and there's been a lot of comments on social media. So I think there's a lot of people happy with it. So these might be for sale now on social media soon.
I hope so. You're not going to get up early in the morning and watch the All Blacks, are you?
Well, I'm up early. What time do they kick off?
5 o'clock.
I'll be up by then because I'm on the bus to the airport by 6. So I'll be up by 5. So I'll watch the first half.
Fantastic. Cheers, Johnny. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Hi, Johnny.
Hi, Jake. How are you, mate?
How easy is it to stay focused when you're that far in front?
But it's not easy at all, to be honest. I think you lose your mind a bit because I didn't expect to be that far in front to start off. And maybe you get a little bit too composed of leading that game. And, I think I lost a little bit of concentration. And Gezi was starting to come back into the game, playing well. So it was nice to get back onto, concentrating and getting another leg on the board. So, it's not easy at all.
We know you're a very, very good friend. How easy is it to play against a friend?
Very difficult. It is difficult to play against, one of your best mates on tour. Like so, you go up there and you try and blank that out. You try to keep your mind focused on winning a game of darts, not who you play against. So it is difficult, especially when we play, against each other, being teammates in the World Cup and things. So it's difficult. It's very difficult.
And the New Zealand crowd, they were good. They were good today. How does it compare to other crowds?
Oh, they were brilliant. Like I said on the stage in my interview, like it's for a dart player, the crowd make the game of darts. When the right songs, the banter, the cheers, when all of those are in the right place, there's no better feeling on that stage. And to be fair, here in Auckland, it was fantastic. The crowd were absolutely amazing. So if you can keep that up, we'll enjoy it as players.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.